Mr. Johnston, we're speaking of a rather few days that we are looking at, the past few days, in fact, a rather short period of time, from being best buds, if we may call it so, the bromance between these two now seems to have turned out to be a call for impeachment from Elon Musk for Donald Trump. How are we looking at this entire series of events, and how may this, affect Donald Trump's governance, especially for his second term?
Well, what you're seeing here, Shreya, are two grown men who are emotionally 13-year-old boys misbehaving in public. Both of them have only a very loose and occasional relationship with truth. Both of them live in the myth-made world of their own design. And with Donald, who I've known for 37 years, all relationships are transactional, and they are all about loyalty to Donald, nothing else but loyalty to Donald. So the minute that Elon Musk realized he had interests that were being harmed in what Trump keeps calling the big, beautiful bill, it's, I think, better characterized as the big, very ugly bill, particularly as applied to his electric vehicle business, Tesla. It's not surprising that he broke with Trump on this, and the threat he's made regarding the Epstein files, the comments he's made, are very telling. It's the government was, Donald Trump promised his government would make all the Epstein files public. They have not, and the reasons for that, Epstein, if you believe Musk, the reason the Epstein files are not all made public is quite obvious. It would show that Donald Trump was involved with underage girls. And let's remember, Donald, in fact, did things like walk in on naked and half-naked 14-year-old girls at one of his beauty pageants, claiming it was his right to do so.
Right. Professor Latham, I'll come to you next. Would you say the situation looks rather bleak for President Donald Trump, especially with the bombshell of the Epstein files coming to the fore and being dropped by Elon Musk himself?
Well, I would say a couple of things, one of which is that we're dealing with two megalomaniacs here. Sorry, that's my dog. Two megalomaniacs. And so you can imagine what that dynamic looks like. At the end of the day, when I'm trying to speak as a political scientist now, not as a psychologist, at the end of the day, when I look at what's going on politically in the United States, I think Donald Trump is winning this conflict. I think his various opponents always fade into the background because he appeals to a constituency which I don't belong to, but I understand. He appeals to a constituency that gives him 50+1% of the vote. And J.D. Vance is not going to take that away from him, nor is Elon Musk, nor is any of the other. I'm trying to not describe them in pejorative terms, but my Irish grandmother would have called them Egypts. They're not going to beat him. He is simply going to prevail here because he has a message which I don't buy, but 50+1% of the American populace, the voting populace, buys. And yeah, it just boils down to that.
My next question is, in fact, to the floor at this given point, and I'll come to you individually on this. Where did things start going wrong? Especially, would you also say at this given point that there is more with Musk, more that he has to reveal, more bombshells that we may expect in the upcoming days? Because it looks like at this given point, there is more to it than it's being let on. It wasn't just about a bill from where it all seemed to have started. Pranay, I'll come to you first on that.
Yes, Shreya, as you mentioned, there's more to it, bill or a tax cut bill, but this is more to do with the ego clash of these two individuals, as our esteemed panelist has referred them as megalomaniac. So they both have tall egos. And we are yet to see that, how it falls out, because the real world fallout has already is visible, because the Tesla Corporation has already taken a hit of $152 billion in the market value, and even the Trump Corporation has taken a hit by this feud between Musk and Trump. But it all started, as I mentioned, it all started much before that, because they have both have tall egos. They made a bromance, but we could see those differences because on the deportation policy, on the visa policies, because Trump is a businessman, but so is Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is more actively pursuing his business interests, his corporations. In fact, yesterday, President Donald Trump also mentioned that Elon Musk came up with certain recommendations which he couldn't, accommodate, as far as appointing the NASA chief, as far as making considerations for the EV subsidies, and he also made a point that Elon Musk was shown he was in thick of things. He knew that what is going to be there in the bill. He said that, if one person who knew more than anyone in this room was Elon Musk. But Elon Musk clarified it on his social media platform that this is all bullshit. This is nothing happened like this. I was not shared anything on this big beautiful bill, which is going to be a death trap for the US economy. So this clearly shows that there was more to it. We could see it
Right.
coming, but it's only a matter of time and it actually
A
exploded as
matter
an
of time.
embarrassment for. Yeah.
Yes, Pranay, thank you so much for putting your perspective on the table there. Mr. Johnston, your thoughts on this very matter?
Well, Elon Musk is very vulnerable here to Donald Trump because he depends on his huge contracts with the federal government. And Musk had gotten rid of the inspectors general and other people who were investigating allegations that he was violating the terms of his contract. Trump now could turn around and go after Musk and undo that. And Elon Musk personally lost $20 billion today in the drop of the value of his stock.